activities for students, culminating in our homecoming parade, Friday night football game, and the homecoming dance. We look forward to celebrating this tradition together and showcasing the pride and spirit of our school. ACHS is chilling out for ovarian cancer for the month of September. We have two ribbons displays and painted the ACHS teal. The staff and students battled it out today in a volleyball game. ACHS has started strong with fall sports in full swing. Our football team has a 1-1 record so far this season, with their win pulling out a 40-0 shutout. The volleyball team has started strong with the 3-0 so far, and the cross country and golf teams are in full swing and doing great. As for ACMS, ACPS is pleased to welcome Mr. Michael Cooper as the new principal of Amelia County Middle School. Mr. Cooper brings with him 17 years of high school teaching experience and 4 years of experience in middle school administration. The 2025-2026 school year is off to a fantastic start at Amelia County Middle School. From the first day of school, our students have been rising to the challenge and embodying our pride expectations. Present, respectful, involved, determined, and excellent. It's clear that ACMS students are ready to make this a year to remember. Classrooms are buzzing with energy as students dive into their lessons with enthusiasm. Teachers are leading the way with engaging, hands-on learning experiences that bring concepts to life and encourage real-world thinking. Whether it's science experiments, collaborative group projects, or interactive lessons, our staff is committed to making learning meaningful and exciting. Our extracurricular activities are also off to a strong start. The volleyball and golf teams are showing great promise this season, and we are proud of the hard work and sportsmanship our student athletes are demonstrating on and off the field. In addition, we are hosting our first ACE meet of the season on Wednesday, September 17th. It's a wonderful opportunity to showcase our academic talent and school spirit. With such a positive beginning to the year, we're confident that 2025-2026 will be filled with growth, achievement, and success for all students at Amelia County Middle School. Let's keep the momentum going and go Raiders. ACES, our ACES Tigers have had an amazing start to the school year. We've been learning and demonstrating our lower expectations by being respectful, organized, appropriate, and responsible. Parents attended our back to school night to learn more about grade level curriculum and expectations. We have also started our weekly take home book program where students get books to read at home. Students earn pause for being responsible by returning their books each week. Lastly, September is attendance awareness and we're celebrating with attendance awareness bingo. Students who complete the bingo board will be entered into a drawing for a special prize.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Abraham. We appreciate your report and all the amazing things happening out in our schools. And now, please, you may go enjoy soccer. We won't make you sit through the rest of it. Not tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, next up, we have instruction, creating the draft calendar, which is always a good time, with Dr. Browning.
Right.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
You're like, oh no, what am I in for?
I am thrilled to present our process. So this process is truly a collaborative effort by the calendar committee. We really try to seek stakeholder input in a phased approach, kind of an iterative approach. And then we make revisions and we seek more input. So I just want to go through that with you. Our annual steps for the calendar planning process. In September, you see that we seek a lot of initial stakeholder input. We reach out to our teachers and staff to seek volunteers from our emails to participate on the committee. An email has already been sent, and we are already getting people to RSVP interest in being on the committee. Our principals will begin to include a request for the parent volunteers to serve on their committee in their correspondence to families through their emails and newsletters. The committee will then meet to develop the initial survey. And we will be sending that survey to parents and staff to get feedback on the goals and priorities. The survey will close in October. One thing about the survey is we try to really use language that's going to help people understand the impact of their choices so that they're making informed choices on each of the surveys. So for example, if we want to go later, then this would mean we had to have fewer days. And so that way they're really thinking through their choices. And in October, we gather and analyze our initial survey data. The committee is going to analyze that data to develop several draft calendars. The committee will then present the survey results and draft calendars to the school board to follow feedback. Adjustments to the calendars will be made based on that feedback from our school board members. And then we will continue to send out calendar options to our stakeholders and then do a survey to all staff and parents. Again, trying to get more. Now here are some options based on your feedback. Now what feedback do you have? That's going to be a theme and has been in the past. We'll analyze the results as a team, looking for trends and any revisions that we might make to the calendars. If there are no need for revisions, then the team would use that data to begin making our recommendation to the board. But before we make that recommendation, November, the time where we get face-to-face with our stakeholders. There'll be school visits to review the calendar options, the feedback, and the process. A survey says one thing, but face-to-face time can be much more impactful. So we do that in November. We share yet another survey based on the feedback we get from the faculty meetings, because faculty meeting doesn't mean that you are aware of it. So we take the feedback, we send another survey to gather even more feedback on the options, and then we analyze the results of all of that so that we can come together in December to present our recommendation of the 26-27 calendar. We will present to you in December, and then you would be able to use all of this information to potentially make a decision, or if need be, have more thoughts about what we might want to ask the staff. We will kind of keep going until we're solidly in a place where we have options that are reflective of our stakeholder input, and then a calendar presented that you are very comfortable with is reflective of our stakeholder input and our community's needs. So I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Great. Any questions for Dr. Browning?
You understand this is going to be very much fun.
Very
Right?
much.
Just buckets.
I am very excited for it.
Right answer.
It's been recorded, right?
Yeah.
She's very excited.
Do know. Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Browning. We also have you up next for information on proposed policy IKFD.
And I'm here to present information on a proposed policy for you to review, but this is just for informational purposes tonight. Policy IKFD relates to alternative paths to attaining standard units of credit. The policy stems from a House bill from the 2024 legislative year. It was House Bill 1477, Student Instruction Local Alternative Instructional Time Models. The legislation requires the Virginia Board of Education to provide our local school boards maximum flexibility to waive existing instructional clock hour requirements by developing alternative instructional time models in accordance with the board's regulations and guidelines. So again, the state board is really trying to provide local boards that maximum flexibility. This opportunity expands the ability for local divisions to optimize valuable resources of time to create the personalized and hands-on learning environments needed to meet students' individual learning needs and interests. Specifically, schools can rethink where, how, and when students accumulate the necessary and required learning time to customize the pace of learning. Through the policy waivers, the policy waivers will be available for all secondary courses, including Board of Education approved courses, career and technical education courses, and local electives. It establishes criteria for the waiver and then 3 pathways. I'm going to go through the policy a bit just to kind of talk through before we get to the 3 pathways. In order to attain a standard unit of credit under this policy, the waiver of the 140 clock hours requirement, the outcomes for the work of the student must be equal to the learning achieved in 140 clock hours. So this policy isn't looking to water anything down. The bar is still up here, but it's giving the local school board and the division flexibility in how students get that mastery and equating it not necessarily just to clock hours when there's a space that it doesn't need to be 140 clock hours. In order to attain the standard unit of credit by means of the waiver, the student would complete the assigned work. They must have demonstrated mastery to meeting specific objectives and performance requirements. So again, the bar will still be high, and there will be mastery criteria and requirements that will be outlined. The evidence of the mastery has to be pertinent to the content and skills, and it has to be fully documented. So we set the bar high, and then we make sure that we can fully vet and verify what's being done. The student, in order to do the waiver, will have to receive approval from the school principal before embarking on that. So it's well planned out. There will be a managing teacher as well. Students who meet the following criteria in the policy will be eligible to seek the standard unit and credit waiver. And that would be current and prior academic performance, student demonstrated readiness and or recommendation by school staff or other knowledgeable adults. So there will be criteria that students need to meet in order to seek the waiver, and they relate to that prior performance and their school work habits and readiness and recommendations. Under this policy, the student will earn a grade for the course, and the student, the course, it will not be reflected on their transcripts because we wouldn't want to in any way negatively impact a student on their transcripts if they were applying somewhere out of state, right, that's not familiar with this legislation in Virginia. So we're really thinking about keeping the bar high, but expanding opportunities for our students and not in any way kind of holding them back. So the waiver options. If we were to have option one is a course that awards a standard credit that has less than 140 hours. We don't currently have anything like that. If under this policy and through our planning, we were to develop something that was under 140 hours, this policy would allow us to do that. At the time, though, we don't have any credits that aren't under 40 clock hours. Number two, independent study, work sample portfolio, demonstrated performance, and locally developed or standard of learning assessment. So if the student is going to be under their 140 clock hours, there are pathways that they can follow to be able to demonstrate that they have learned the curriculum, they have mastered the curriculum, and they have met the 140 hours in their learning, not necessarily just by sitting in the classroom. The evidence of the learning would encompass a comprehensive assemblage of media products, artifacts, performance that demonstrate they have mastered academically rigorous material. So again, keeping the bar high and being able to verify that is a big part of this policy. It would also, the evidence and process would be managed by a licensed and endorsed teacher in the content area of the coursework. So the third option would be achievement via national or international assessments. And so this relates more to, I think of an AP course, doing an AP exam or some sort of alternative exam. And the assessment would have standardized administration, be determined to be valid and reliable by an external body, so not just us thinking this is an assessment that would mirror the coursework and content. It's be used in other states or internationally and be scored independently of the school division. So again, keeping the bar high, but giving that one more pathway. Now, for the appeal process, as part of the policy, the superintendent would appoint a review panel comprised of at least 3 educators to resolve disputes regarding the attainment of the credit. The panel would review whether the student was properly denied permission to seek the waiver, or whether a student was properly denied a standard unit of credit after having been determined to be eligible to seek that credit waiver. So we would have a panel to review, and there would be an appeal process, and then the decision of the review panel would be final. That is the policy in a nutshell. You do have it. Our steps, we are proposing to develop and then adopt the policy. We also are going to form a committee of stakeholders to explore seat time research, understand teaching and learning conditions, and gather stakeholder input to guide ACPS seat time flexibility model. So again, getting some critical input from stakeholders as we develop what it would look like here beyond what the policy states. And then we would develop that and ground it in our best practices and the input so it's tailored to the needs of our students. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Questions for Dr. Browning?
Well, thank you. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
your time.
Thank you very much. All right, next up we have our information agenda, starting with Dr. Ramey and athletics fees information.
Thank you. We gathered some information regarding what happens within the James River District. There's 7 divisions within the district, and we just kind of compared on what different divisions are doing as far as passes and those types of things.
Great.
So everybody charges the same, $7 and $9 for regional games. The regional game funds do not go into our athletic funds. They go back to the regional account. So that money does not actually benefit our athletic fund. But the $7 is standard across the division. We found that 4 out of 7 do not have season passes. We have one that is determined by each season, that is determined by the number of games for that season. Because you don't want to do it for the spring when you're not sure how many games you're going to have. So we do it one season at a time. Right now it's $45 here. Nottoway has one that's for 5 varsity games for $35, and then Lunenburg has one that's $85 for one person. Family passes, the majority of us don't have family passes. Prince Edward does have one for $125. Randolph Henry is a little different, so that's why it's got the asterisks and down below we've got what they do. They kind of barter working concession for a reduced rate. So what they said was they charge $50 for a 1 to 3 member family pass in exchange for working concession 7 games, or $100 for a 4 to 7 family member pass in exchange for working 10 games. So they kind of got a unique barter system going on there that I've not seen before. But the majority of us don't have family passes. Year family passes, we had only 1 out of 7 that did have a year family pass. And that one pass was for 4 individuals in that family. All of us, all 7 districts charge full charge for school-age children. All of us allow students below school age. And I asked Mr. Hawkins to define what if somebody's in preschool, what is school age? So that kindergarten or above is school age.
Bless you.
Sorry.
So we all allow children to come in free if they're below that school age. And you can see that everybody does either exact cash. We don't take cash at all. Several divisions don't take cash at all. The ones that do take it will only take exact cash. Everybody else is credit card and online tickets only. 4 out of 7 do not offer student passes at all. We do offer one for $35 as well as Randolph Henry. And then Cumberland does not offer a season pass, but they do let students in for $3 off. And then I thought it was very interesting that we are actually the only division that offers free seniors. We do that. That's run through the school board office, but the other divisions do not actually offer free passes for seniors.
That's great. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Seniors as in not 12th graders.
Correct.
Oh.
Correct.
Okay.
No, I think that's one of the best kept secrets around here. A lot of people don't know that. So,
Absolutely.
hey, seniors,
Grandparents,
Know that.
like.
yes,
yeah.
grandparents, come
So
to
what's
the
a
school
senior?
board office.
What's a senior?
I assume it's 55 plus.
Sounds good name.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. 65?
I think it's. You may want to ask around.
Yeah, Monica would know. I'm not sure.
I think it is.
Which makes me a senior.
Because Regal Cinema's definition may be different than,
I'm sorry?
Regal Cinema's definition may be different than.
It could be, it could be.
We're gonna find out.
We will find out. Any questions for Dr. Ramey about the pricing? I really appreciate this. I think it's helpful to see what other divisions do, and how obviously we're aligned with VHSL pricing, as the other divisions are, but it is interesting and it's nice to see it all in a chart.
And the
Makes it a
student,
little bit easier to follow.
clarifying, the student pass is for the year.
The student pass is for the year.
55?
55.
And students can
55.
purchase that how?
Students can purchase that at school. And the season passes are in the app.
Hometown.
And then we kind of listed out the different things that our athletic funds are spent on at the bottom.
Wonderful.
And how is this advertised? Like how does students know they can get their pass and the parents know that they can get a pass for?
So Mr. Hawkins spent about a week in our cafeteria selling the passes during luncheon, so everybody had an opportunity during that week. And we did put out a flyer so that parents know that they can go on to stick it. Stick it.
I thought it was.
Is it hometown now? It was ticket, now it's
Yes, thank you.
hometown.
It's
Yes.
hometown now. If that, a flyer went out to let.
Yeah, so the $45 passes in hometown.
Okay, good, perfect. All right, thank you very much. We appreciate you. All right, next up, we have a facilities update with Mr. Lynch, please.
I'm going to only this.
Evening.
Good evening.
Facilities. Attached, you'll see our quarterly sprinkler inspections for the division. We had one backflow failed at the elementary school. We're in the process of getting this repaired. Also attached, you will see our recent fire marshal inspections. You'll note that on each inspection, one thing that that was caught on every location is we had not received the fire extinguisher inspection reports from our fire extinguisher inspection company. We've reached out to them. We're still awaiting that. We expect to get that before the reinspection. With the fire marshal inspection, we had a few issues, a total of 5 issues district-wide. ACHS, we had a shunt, malfunctioning shunt trip in the kitchen area. We had artwork covering 10% of the ceiling tile, and rooms 13 and 18 were not treated properly with fire retardant. At the middle school, we had an extension cord in room 6. At the elementary school, we had a multi-plug adapter and an extension cord in the room as well. We plan to have all of that remedied before reinspection. Be happy to answer any questions.
Questions for Mr. Lynch?
When will reinspection occur?
For the reports and the minor things like the artwork, rooms 13 and 18, and reinspection is supposed to be the 17th. For the larger area, like the shunt trip in the kitchen, I believe it's October 2nd. I don't have that report pulled up, but I believe it's in the first week of October.
Okay,
But we have the parts that we need to fix that already.
perfect.
So
Other questions for Mr. Lynch for facilities? All right, we also have you, Mr. Lynch, for field trip applications, please.
yes, field trips. You can see that there's quite a few there.
Love it.
Lot going on. There's a total of 3 overnight trips that you'll see under action items for your approval. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Lynch for the field trips? Okay. All right, facility use applications.
Yes, we have a total of 3 facility use applications. You can see attached. I will note that the one for the Christmas parents, they have requested fee waivers. In the past, we had an ACHS staff member volunteer their time for supervision, and we waived the building use fee for this event. Unfortunately, we do not have any staff members available to volunteer for supervision this year, which will impact the ability for us to waive that fee. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Lynch? Okay.
No, thanks.
All right, thank you so much. Mr. Trump, we have finance reports, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Tonight I'm sharing with you finance reports for post-year FY25 and August of 2026. As of August 31st, FY25 expenditures and revenues for operations stand at 95.63% of our budget. At this point in time, FY25 expenditures are complete and most FY25 revenue has been accounted for with the exception of $48,468.36 in federal grant reimbursements that have significant delays in approval at the state level. We submitted them with about 2 or 3 weeks left in the month of August, and some of them are just getting paid. September 19th is the final date. We are also happy to report that the Board of Supervisors approved our budget resolution to carry forward remaining state funds from FY25 at their August meeting. At this time, our initial projection for these state funds stands at $490,082.60, and that's incorporating that $48,000 we anticipate in September. As stated in the state communications, these funds can be used to address any revenue shortfalls related to adjustments in state funding to the locality, regardless of the original purpose of those funds. So especially as we're watching ADM, as Dr. Harper will report on later, it's a good thing to know we have a little bit of a cushion in case of a bad trend. Regarding August FY26, to be meeting our goals, revenues and expenditures should be about 9.9%, and we are above that figure at 12.83%. These increased expenditures relative to projected year-long trends are the result of significant expenses being incurred early in the school year, including but not limited to tuition payments for the Appomattox Regional Governor's School and Code RVA, our annual contribution payment to the Amelia Nottoway Technical Center, and software renewals for the new school year, just to list a few. In the coming months, we should expect such one-time year-opening expenditures to drop off and be balanced by more steady operating expenditure trends. In the textbook fund, expenditures are at 8.1% for FY25 and 28.31% for FY26. These increases from previous reports are due to the final processing of invoices from textbook orders received over the summer and allocated between the 2 fiscal years based on when those products were arrived. Anything received before June 30th. It can take some time to inventory and check on those. So they're processed in early August at the latest for some of those, and some that were received in July and August were paid in the new fiscal year. For funds 4 and 5 for all in construction, had FY25 funds carried forward at the August meeting, as you know, and you will see those carried forward totals now listed as the appropriated budget in FY26. Expenditures of the appropriated funds are 3.92% and 0% respectively between the two funds. And in the cafeteria funds, expenditures for FY25 are 65.24% and 1.72% for FY26. That's all I have for our finance report, but I have several appropriations to bring back to you later.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Mr. Trump.
Thank you.
All right, next up, Dr. Harper, the Starbase MOU.
So several years ago, Amelia County Public Schools was asked to consider supporting a new grant-funded STEM program at the Virginia National Guard facility at Fort Barfoot in Blackstone, Virginia. And along with several other local school divisions, wrote letters of support for the grant. Now, the Starbase Blackstone Academy is a reality. This program offers a STEM curriculum for 5th grade students. Our 5th grade classes will travel to the Starbase program 1 day per week for 5 weeks. Teachers and students will participate in science-based activities from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on these days. The only cost to us is for transportation. We are appreciative of the opportunity, and a copy of the MOU is provided for your information.
Right, excellent. That sounds like a great opportunity for our 5th graders. All right, we have fundraising applications, Dr. Harper?
Yes, there are 14 requests. 3 were from the elementary school and 11 were from the high school for your information.
Okay, excellent.
Middle school doesn't need any money, I guess. Yeah. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's
It's coming.
next one.
All right, next we'll move into our consent agenda. Might we have a motion to approve the minutes from the August 11th school board meeting? Oh, or I could skip right over the personnel agenda. Might we have a motion to approve the personnel agenda?
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Whittington. Is there a second?
Yep.
Thank you, Dr. Erie. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Now any takers on the minutes?
So moved.
Thank you, Dr. Garrity. Is there a second?
Yep.
Thank you, Dr. Erie. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And approval of bills and information. Might there be a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Fletcher. Is there a second?
Second?
Thank you, Dr. Garrity. Any discussion?
Just, I was gonna ask, Mr. Trump if he could, in case anyone else is watching or curious about some of these, expenditures. We had talked earlier about the ABM, and that was a invoice from a couple months ago. We're finishing that contract.
Yes, there is one remaining invoice from ABM's final months as they shifted away from us. They were undergoing some of their challenges, so we're happy to have HES aboard, but billing was an issue that we still had one outstanding invoice that was resolved in early August.
And is it HES or HES? This
HES.
HES, and that's the new,
Yes, that's the new custodial company. You'll see
Okay.
those charges appearing as well. These reports don't distinguish between the different fiscal years on them. They just have all the checks processed within the month. So that's why we have two custodial charges in 1 month.
and then you had referenced this earlier about, expenditures being a little bit higher right now.
Yes.
I see this big, one for ANTC, but that's a one-time for the whole year,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yep.
And
Tis
then,
the season.
yes, just the season. And a couple of the other ones you had mentioned, I'd asked you about, they were curriculum. Oh, the math curriculum. We finally have a math curriculum at the elementary school. Hallelujah.
And on those, just as a reminder, on those detailed reports, when it has the actual account code, the first number on there indicates the source. 1 is state and local funds. 2 is federal, and on the ones for those larger funds for those textbooks, you'll see a 3 that indicates the textbook fund itself. So that's another just quick key.
Thank you. And one more. I said it wrong earlier. A3, the communications, that was
As part of the charges for our for the security grant work that y'all approved to carry forward earlier in the summer. So we
Right.
worked to close that up.
it was supposed to be delivered earlier and it was put
It
behind.
was just delayed, and here we are working through it.
No, and that's there. Okay. And some of those have been installed and some have not?
I believe they're still working to clean up some last bits and pieces from the installation, just making sure things are straight, but it is very much close.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, wonderful. We'll move into our action items, starting with Dr. Medley with approval of the Student Mentor Program.
Thank you. Good evening again. The Student Mentor Handbook was approved last school year. At the time it was approved to support families who secured their mentor and wanted them to work in the school. So families found the person and they wanted them to work in the school. Now, through grant funding, we were able to have a student support specialist position. And it's as a part of that position that student support specialist is developing the Student Mentor Program, where we find mentors for students that we feel needed as a part of the student's goal and as a part of their plan. So with that, we needed a permission slip for parents to sign when we're recommending a mentor for their child. And mentors are vetted through our HR processes. And the only change is the additional permission slip. Mrs. Moore, Amber Moore, who's our student support specialist, has reached out to the approved mentors and is in the process of matching those students. And so I am asking for your approval tonight for this permission slip so that we can get started with that program.
Excellent. All right, is there a motion to approve the Student Mentor Program with this new permission slip?
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Erie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Fletcher. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Wonderful. Dr. Medley, we also have you for the 25-26 cooperative agreement with DBVI.
Yes, this is an annual agreement between us and the state agency. They serve as a resource for our families and for teachers of students who are blind and visually impaired. I'm asking your approval for us to continue our collaboration through this MOU.
Okay.
Move for approval.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Fletcher. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Garrity. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, Dr. Medley, also the approval of the GRASP program.
Yes, and so the GRASP will supplement our existing counseling program at the high school. A GRASP advisor will be assigned to the high school. They will meet with students and families to help navigate the financial aid process and obtain grants and scholarships to attend college. The FAFSA and the CSS profile, which some schools have students complete, can be a complicated process for family. And I counted myself. I've done it 24 times. And it is, I don't even know if I've done it right one of those times.
Did you ever get it?
No. But it creates barriers for students and families to access higher education just for the lack of knowledge on completing those. And so this advice will be focused solely on, well, more so on that than our counselors, and will provide assistance to families in completing that FAFSA. And additionally, they will award one scholarship to a deserving senior. As you can see on the map, Amelia is the only one in our region that's not shaded. So for our OCD people, if we can sign this MOU, then we will have that the cost to our division is only $1,500. It's a portion of the total cost. But $1,500 is our share of that, which is just a fraction of the total cost. And we have applied for to use grant funds to cover that cost. And so,
Wonderful.
yes, we are asking your approval to enter into the MOU with GRASP as long as the grant funds will cover that at this point.
Excellent. All right, is there a motion to approve?
There is.
Thank you, Dr. Garrity. Is there a second? Thank you, Ms. Whittington. Any discussion?
I have a question.
Yes.
So where does this person come from? Who is this that is provided?
What company is it, or?
You said there's an advisor who will
Yes,
help people.
so they pick the person.
Okay.
They currently, they have different people that work for them, so I think they were either gonna use someone that's existing and have them here, or hire someone to come here to
So
work.
it's not a school district employee, it's some.
Oh, no, this is completely different, provided by them, yes.
Any other questions? All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, wonderful. Dr. Medley, approval of the religious exemptions, please.
Yes, I am asking your approval for 2 families, 3 students under the religious exemption clause.
Okay, is there a motion?
Yes, I moved.
Thank you, Ms. Fletcher. A second?
Yep.
Thank you, Dr. Erie. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And approval of the code of conduct updates.
Yes, the contents of the code of conduct have not changed. We just simply group some things together and move some things around to make them more prominent in the code of conduct for clarity purposes. But the information is the same. And so because it is a revision, we did update the administrators. Now that we have Mr. Cooper and, we made the corrections there and Ms. Crowder. But the meat of the code of conduct is the same. And so we're just asking your approval for the updated version of that since it was approved prior.
Is there a motion to approve the updated code of conduct?
There is.
Thank you, Dr. Erie. A second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Whittington. Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? All right, Dr. Medley, this might be your last one.
Yes,
The
okay.
approval of the CISNA MOU.
Yes, the CISNA, which stands for Students with Intensive Support Needs, is an MOU that we have typically signed for the last, 4 or 5 years. But it's a required component of our participation in this funding model. School divisions are eligible to receive funds for services provided to students to help offset the high costs of providing instructional and other services for identified students, special education students. This is a funding that was previously known to some as maybe the special education regional programs. BDOE has transitioned to this new model, which opens up funding on a reimbursable basis to support school divisions in providing the needed services in the home school. So keeping them here with us and us providing the services. Once we identify the students and the expected annual costs, we look at whether the reimbursement for these costs will provide a greater fiscal benefit to the school division than a typical ADM or SOQ funds. And if they do, then we would proceed. Students must have a current IEP, an identified disability of autism, emotional disability, deaf blindness, hearing impairment, multiple disabilities, or traumatic brain injury, and must have received special education services for 85% or more of their instructional school days indicated on the IEP. So that was a lot, but in other words, sometimes we have students who require a lot of support here at school. They're spending a lot of time with special education, whether that's with related service personnel, physical therapy, OT, one-on-one paras, in order for them to be able to access the curriculum. The SOQ funding or the ADM funding is a small portion of what it costs us to be able to support these students. So this model allows us to calculate out the expenses for providing those services. And if it's above and beyond what we would get for ADM, then we can reimburse for those services, which were much greater, and be able to get some of that money back.
All right, might there be a motion to approve the CISNA MOU? Thank you, Ms. Whittington. A second?
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Fletcher. Any questions, any discussion? All right, all those in favor? Any opposed? All right, thank you very much. Now we will hand the baton over to Mr. Trump for the next several items, starting with the approval of the cafeteria carry forward.
For your approval this evening is a request to carry forward the cafeteria fund balance remaining at the end of FY25, totaling $633,062.19. These funds are requested to be carried forward to support cafeteria improvements, staff incentives, and other supports in alignment with our most recently approved fund balance spend down plan. No local match is required for this appropriation.
Okay, might there be a motion to approve the cafeteria carry forward request? Thank you, Ms. Whittington. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Garrity. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, now the textbook carry forward, Mr. Trump.
For your approval this evening is a request to carry forward the textbook fund balance remaining at the end of FY25, totaling $643,776.86. These funds are requested to be carried forward to support the continued development of ACPS textbooks and instructional materials in alignment with recent textbook adoptions and ACPS instructional plans. No local match is required for this appropriation.
All right, is there a motion to approve the textbook carry forward request?
Here is.
Thank you, Dr. Erie. A second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Whittington. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, approval of return of escrow account.
This is one we haven't had as recently, but glad to have this off our hands. For your approval this evening is a request to appropriate $22,583.00 to operating revenues and expenditures for ACPS. These funds represent payroll expenses for an employee that have been held in escrow pending the resolution of a personnel matter that has since been resolved. At this time, these funds would be appropriated as revenues and expenditures to the division within the area of operations and security, as we intend to use these funds to partially support the local match to the DCJS School Safety Personnel Grant Program if awarded. As you know, that was one that we just approved the application for last month. We anticipate hopefully having an answer on that sometime later in the fall. The projected local match for this grant is $37,580. So this gets us 2/3 of the way there and significantly help with that local matching component.
All right, might there be a motion to approve the return of escrow account?
There is.
Thank you, Dr. Erie. A second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Fletcher. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, Mr. Trump, approval of regulation GCBD.
For your approval this evening is an update to ACPS regulation GCBD-R regulating employee leave management. The red line version of this document is extensively marked. However, the majority of the changes proposed are for linguistic simplicity and the ease of interpretation, the first of which is not my strong suit, so we had a lot of help with those. This is generally to increase consistency in how positions are addressed and removing some redundant sections. You can see a lot of it's replacing contracted employees and letters of employment. Actually, that section at the very top is clarifying just how terms will be used. So a lot of it is cleaning things up. The primary change in the regulation that is proposed streamlines how we handle the transfer of leave for employees joining or leaving ACPS. The regulation proposed maintains our latest update to staff leave transfers, allowing staff to transfer to into ACPS up to 200 days of accumulated sick leave, which is in alignment with the maximum amount that any ACPS employee may accrue. Additionally, we have made a change that would allow employees who could not transfer leave out to a new employer to reactivate any leave accrued with ACPS as long as they return within 5 years. For an example, an employee may decide to stay home with a new baby for a few years and then return, or might need to step in and help run a family farm while relatives having health challenges. Just gives them a short period where they can step away. This update also clarifies that employees who leave for other school divisions must transfer their leave to their new division and will only receive credit for what is transferred back if they return. This regulation is meant to simplify record keeping for ACPS staff and places full control of our actions regarding leave for new employees on ACPS regulations. Under the previous language, is looking at that, the regulations of other divisions could have affected our practices, as it previously stated that all licensed personnel who transfer from this division to another school system in Virginia may transfer any such accumulated leave if the school board of the school system to which the transfer is being made signifies its willingness to accept such transfer. Additionally, the previous regulation left room for inequitable treatment of employees returning to ACPS, as it stated that employees who leave due to pregnancy, to enter the armed services, or for other reasons approved by the board, do not forfeit accumulated leave. They are later reemployed by the division. Clarifying that and simply putting a time limit on it and having some clear delineation between where you're going and where you're coming from makes it much simpler. So it's not going to be on any one board's discretion to determine who qualifies, how this is done. It's our hope that these new regulations are significantly more clear, increase the equitable treatment of all new hires, and simplify our practices moving forward.
Excellent. All right, might there be a motion to approve regulation GCBD?
Move to approve.
Thank you, Dr. Garrity. A second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Whittington. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you so much, Mr. Trump.
Thank you.
Mr. Lynch, you are up next with approval of the overnight field trips.
Yes, ma'am. Just seeking your approval for overnight field trips.
Move to approve the overnight field trips.
All right, just, okay, thank you. Is there a second?
Sure.
Thank you, Dr. Erie. Is there discussion? Yes, there is. No, so it says 2 separate overnight field trips and then 3 are listed?
Yep.
Is it because they're
Typo.
Because they're typo. Just checking. So it is 3. Thank you. Okay, we have a motion and a second
And a
and a
question.
typo and a question?
Well, just the question I'd asked earlier about having one chaperone on an overnight field trip, that's been addressed.
Yes.
Yes,
So now there'll be 2. Okay. Thank you. Doesn't say it on here, but it's gonna happen, so. Does it? Oh,
It does.
okay.
Yeah.
Right here, sorry.
It's on here. All right, so we have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, excellent. I think that's a great opportunity for our students. Now we have approval of Christmas parents' requests. Mr. Lynch.
Yes, we're seeking your approval or I guess guidance on how we want to handle the waiving of fees for this request.
So hold on, let's do this like we're supposed to do there. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Whittington. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Garrity. Any discussion? I guess there is. So if we last time waived the building use fee and the supervision fee, and what you're saying is now there's no one from the division who can supervise, could we still waive the building use fee and just charge the supervision and custodial fee?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I mean, I think last year we waived.
I didn't realize this is the second year that we've had it here versus Parks and Rec. So
It's been here a
It's been
long
here a long time.
This is for the craft
Christmas,
show.
the big
Oh, the
craft show.
craft show. I thought it was
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the names have changed a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, the big
That was
craft show.
confusing me. Okay.
Okay.
I'd be more in favor of waiving maybe half the fee because, you know, we are still, they're using the building for not 20 hours, but it's 11 hours. Is that right? Is it flip-flopped?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's 11 hours at
Yes.
$20 an hour.
Okay.
He'll be here for a total of 11 hours.
Okay. I mean, there's still, you know, electricity in it. I don't know. I just don't want to set that precedent of every time somebody comes, we waive the whole daggone thing.
Because you still have to pay a custodian.
Right.
Yeah, we'll still pay the custodian and the supervision fee, but I think last year we waived the building use fee. And
Right,
the
because
and the
we
supervision
We
fee,
had someone volunteer their time
Right.
to be there.
whoever is supervising it. So like last year, I can't remember
Somebody
who, but it was someone who,
Somebody do it.
Yeah, I think we had
an employee
admin staff for,
who was there. And so
But I'm saying, if there is no employee, Who's gonna get this $297?
We have someone that's willing to come.
Okay.
They just will not volunteer their time.
We,
Understand.
as a school division, we are closed at that time.
Yeah.
That is Thanksgiving week. So it's a difficult time to find somebody because a lot of people are out of town or
Yeah.
have other plans.
Okay, so
Oh, so maybe we should clarify.
Mhm.
What was the request? Because we just, the motion was to approve the request.
Mhm.
So what was the request?
The request was what fees we could,
Waive as much as possible?
yes.
Okay.
And what was explained was the situation that we're in is, we don't have anyone to volunteer their time. And of course, the custodial fee is pretty much what we've been doing in the past with all agencies, regardless of anything else.
So then I would like to amend my motion
okay,
to, I move that we waive the building use fee for the Christmas parents request.
okay. We have an amendment. Is there a second to the amendment?
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Erie. Is there any additional discussion? All right, all those in favor to the, I guess, the amendment? Is that how we have to do it?
That's right.
Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Groovy.
Now we vote.
Now we vote on the motion. So the motion on the floor is, anybody want to say it? Do we want to,
Waive the building use fee for their requested use of the facility that day.
thank you, Dr. Erie. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, I just wanted to, waive the building use fee, the other two remain.
Right.
So yes.
Second, Dr. Garrity. As Virginia's writing feverishly. Any additional discussion? Meanwhile, I'm just like, I don't know. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Excellent. That was a whole production. Thank you so much, Mr. Lynch, for your patience. Okay, Dr. Ramey, we have approval of donation and possible sponsorship. I love this. Do dish.
All right. So the T-Mobile Friday night 5G lights is a sweepstake. The public schools are able to enter for a chance to win $5,000, $25,000, and ultimately a grand prize of $1 million.
Yeah, I love that.
Choose that one, yes. Amelia County High School entered the sweepstakes through an application process last spring. Through the sweepstakes, T-Mobile gave away 450 $5,000 prizes to public schools in Virginia, and we are excited to report that Amelia County High School was chosen as a recipient.
Excellent. Yay.
So with your approval, at the beginning of the October 10th, 2025 homecoming game, T-Mobile will present a check to ACHS in the amount of $5,000. Additionally, we would be eligible to advance to the sponsorship phase, which could result in additional funding. In this phase, the T-Mobile Friday Night 5G Light Sweepstakes will award 25 finalists with $25,000. We would also then be eligible for the grand prize that includes $1 million to be used toward a home field upgrade, a weight room upgrade, and many other benefits to our program. Students will be informed directly by email whether they, schools, not students, sorry. Schools will be informed directly by email whether they will be advancing to the finalist stage or not by late September, and the grand prize winner will be announced on October 30th. At this time, we are seeking your approval to accept the $5,000 donation and your approval to enter into the sponsorship phase of the T-Mobile Friday Nights 5G Lights Sweepstakes. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
That's so cool. All right, is there a motion to approve the donation and possible sponsorship?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Fletcher. Is there a second? Second. Thank you, Ms. Whittington. Any discussion?
Why would anybody say no?
Grinch.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Awesome. Thank you so much. That's excellent. All right, Dr. Harper, we have updated policies, please.
Yes, there are 3 policies that have been updated by the SBA. Policy DJF, this policy was updated for clarity, policy and legal references to reflect correct code sections. Then there's policy JFC. This policy was updated to reflect amendments to the Code of Virginia in sections 22.1-276.01 and 22.1-279.6 by Senate Bill 908. Most of these changes are related to the addition of cyberbullying. And policy KBA, this policy was updated to reflect a missing paragraph from the May 2025 update, which was missing from the May 2022 version. So the policy reflects the amendments of the Code of Virginia, Section 2.2-3704.2 by House Bill 2152. Seeking your approval of those three updated policies.
So move.
All right, thank you, Dr. Erie. Is there a second? Thank you, Ms. Fletcher. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, we also have approval of a regulation.
Yes, for the revised policy JFC that you just approved, we are recommending an associated regulation. Although ACPS has had defined processes and forms in place for dealing with allegations of bullying, and a regulation is not required for this policy, we felt placing the process and expectations in an attorney-vetted regulation aligned with VDOE's model policy to address bullying in Virginia's public schools would provide clarity and transparency. So Regulation JFC-R is provided for your approval.
Excellent. Is there a motion to approve this regulation?
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Whittington. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Garrity. Any discussion?
Do you want to be notified of typos, or is that something that we need to
Absolutely.
vote on? Or the very first section, Roman numeral 1. I'm imagining this is not referred to a particular fish, but is the code of student conduct rather than the cod of student conduct. In the last paragraph, that section.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
I mean, I get
I love that it's capitalized.
fish are in schools.
Now I get it.
Yeah, thank you.
Other typos, questions, discussions?
I think it's very thorough.
I think it is too.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Under, I guess Roman numeral V5. There you go. There's the parent guardian of allegations of bullying. That's notifying the person that was doing the bullying and the victim of the bullying. You notify both?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, we also have an approval of regulation KN-R.
Yes. Policy KN addresses sex offenders on school property. This policy states the superintendent establishes procedures regarding the use and distribution of information received from the registry. These procedures do not have to be in a regulation. However, we felt that having them in a regulation makes them readily available for those seeking the process. This regulation is based on Virginia Code and advice from legal counsel. Regulation KN-R is provided for your approval.
All right, is there a motion to approve regulation KN-R?
There is.
Thank you, Dr. Erie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Whittington. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you so much. Moving into the superintendent's report, please.
So we do not have an ADM at this time, as we've not been in school long enough. But I'm going to give you some numbers. At the end of August, K-12 enrollment was 1,497 and pre-K-12 enrollment was 1,563. At the end of our first 20 days, K-12 enrollment was 1,502 and pre-K-12 enrollment was 1,565. Today, our K-12 enrollment is 1,513 with pre-K-12 enrollment at 1,583. Our budget is built on an ADM of 1,515. And as I just mentioned, our current enrollment is 1,513. Okay.
So at this rate, we're going to need a new school by February.
The August discipline reports are provided for your information. I do want to just make a comment at our recent administrative council meeting. We noted that we're off to a really good start. With fewer discipline referrals, yes, we'll knock on every piece of wood there is. And then we usually see at this time, which also says that we've had a really great start to our school year. And we do have a PDF of homecoming information for you. And Dr. Ramey, I'm going to ask her to share information about homecoming week.
Excellent.
ACHS is excited that homecoming week of October 6th through 10th, 2025 is approaching quickly. This year, the theme is Raiders, Let Your Light Shine Bright. During homecoming week, students will participate in dress-up days each day, including Dynamic Duo Twin Day, Generation Day, Pink Day, Throwback Thursday, and Green and Gold Day. Throughout the week, we will host our traditional powder puff game and hall decorating contest. We are currently collecting entry forms for the homecoming parade that will occur on Thursday, October 9th at 5 o'clock, and all entry forms are due to ACHS by Friday, October 3rd. The homecoming game on Friday night will be against Randolph Henry at 6:30, and the homecoming dance will be held on Saturday, October 11th in the gymnasium. Happy to answer any questions.
So the
Exciting.
parade theme is Shine Bright.
Which goes in with the T-Mobile thing.
Yeah, true.
Typo thing, October 10th, the date's so nice, we listed twice.
Oh, okay,
Go
I'll
back
fix
to,
that.
go back to Thursday. So. Go back to Thursday. Typo?
Then Friday is October. I see, they're both.
Thursday is the
We're
9th.
gonna have,
Got it, thank you.
that makes sense. It's good.
That's the parade.
This is not my bar. Don't judge me by this ever again. I'm no.
Parade's Thursday.
Parade's Thursday.
I mean,
Wait, football game Thursday?
Football game's Friday.
Why's parade Thursday? Because what?
Yeah,
It's always Thursday? Maybe in the last how many years?
I've seen it, but I've been here a long time. I've seen it done both ways.
Okay, I was just,
Yeah.
it threw me when I saw it was Thursday. I was like, what?
It's just a lot to do.
Do on Friday. Yeah. Because sometimes it was during a school day and the kids would, I know that was the fly would come out and watch.
And then we've had it on football night and had it end on football.
He
field.
remembers.
We've done a few different
I
ways.
remember
Yeah.
those.
It was, the parade was changed to Thursday to allow the team to actually be in the parade.
There you go.
There you go.
And that-
For the archival information.
But I've been-
Thank you.
Been around. Been around.
All right, thank you
Thank you.
very much. So exciting. It's an exciting time to see everybody get all dressed up and all the green and gold. Okay, so now back to you, Dr. Harper, with the community roundtable.
So our next community roundtable is scheduled for this week, on Thursday, the 18th, at the school board office from 1:30 to 2:30. And just the intended audience is local businesses, and we will be talking about mentoring opportunities and volunteerism. And so we hope that members of our local business community will join us.
Excellent.
And then finally, the annual convention for VSBA is November 19 to 21 at the Williamsburg Lodge. An informational PDF is provided. Make sure that Ms. Peavy knows your dates of attendance, room needs, and transportation preferences.
Okay.
And let me know if anybody else is attending the luncheon. So I appreciate it.
So the luncheon on,
On Wednesday, if you received an invitation.
I was gonna say, that's only for special.
We're not special.
Well,
Enough.
All right, thank you, Dr. Harper.
Thank you.
All right, now we'll move into our school board member reports.
Let's see. Well, this has been an interesting start of the school year, and I was able to make it out to one of the previous home game where we did really, really well. I didn't get to go to the TJ game, so I didn't really can't speak to that one.
Don't need to.
I would like to remind people in the community as a former government teacher that the 17th is Constitution Day. So read your Constitution and support the Constitution and get educated on the Constitution. And I said that, back in 1990 for the first time. And I say it every year since.
Hey, does it count that I watched National Treasure yesterday?
No,
He said no.
one or two.
that's the Declaration of Independence.
I guess I need to read my constitution.
ANTC is meeting on September 25th. So that's, we'll be out there for that, three of us. And I'm looking forward to being part of that.
Excellent, thank you.
Governor School of Southside Virginia, we will meet in October. But they are already off to a great start. They are having their outreach trips where TAG kids from the feeder schools attend. Those are coming up. I have had the opportunity to go to some volleyball games. Hang out with you.
That was fun.
I did attend the TJ game. It was still fun in the stands. Maybe not as much fun on the field. Looking forward to homecoming and all the fun that comes along with that. And I just want to say thank you everyone for a great start to the school year. I am out there in that melee every morning and every afternoon, and we just don't deserve teachers, you know. Mr. Ward and Mr. Bryant get smiles and waves out of 5 people in my car every single morning. The teachers at ACES are out there dancing, smiling, hugging kids.
It's September.
It's
Hey, we're excited for the start.
but genuinely, we don't deserve them. They're just the best. So thank you to everybody making it a good start.
Yeah. Appomattox Regional Governor's School did not meet the other day because some parts of the world were on shutdown because of crazy things happening in the universe. So we're looking forward to meeting next month.
Okay, let's see. I've visited all 3 schools at some point since this year started. I was happy to see the, pickup at the middle school. That was exciting. It was pretty fast. It's like zoom, zoom, zoom. All these cars come in 4 lanes and it's all of a sudden they load and then they go. Ooh, that was interesting. Walked around the high school twice. I walked around the elementary school once or twice. Just making my rounds. Haven't been to ANTC yet, but I'll come at some point. But I'm hearing awesome things about ANTC. I had it mentioned to her earlier. I ran into one of her staff members out and about, and she had wonderful things to say about what's happening at ANTC, so that's good. I have talked to a couple teachers that are, how do I want to phrase it? Hopefully the custodial the people we're contract with for custodial services, hopefully that will have a little improve. There will be some improvement there. But I did hear wonderful things about Ms. Davis going around to teachers every day after school with the clipboard saying, is this clean? Is this clean? Is this clean? So thankful for that. Let's see. And then one more thing. I had, speaking of mentoring opportunities and volunteering, this program called Watchdogs, Dads of Great Students, that I just happened to run into this gentleman that was very familiar with it and gave me his card, who's here in Amelia, has participated in this in the past, and then come to find out that Dr. Wheeler is very familiar with this and as is our middle school principal. So I'm hoping that maybe we can get that started here. So Dr. Wheeler has, and Mr. Cooper has very much information about that program. So if we could get some dads of great students, get some mentors in our, all 3 of our schools, I think that'd be great for our students. So that's the report, ma'am.
Awesome. All right. So I first just want to echo my colleagues in the start of the year and all the excitement. I love back to school time. It's always so fun and everybody's so excited. And it's not just September good energy. It's just everybody's really stoked to be out and about. And I love how that energy flows into homecoming, as Dr. Ramey, you shared, and bless you. But it's just an exciting time, and I love this time of year. And every once in a while, there's this beautiful feeling of fall that might be coming, and I'm just waiting for it. I'm ready for the hoodies. I attended our Code RVA meeting on August 21st, and kind of like my colleagues who sit on other boards, it's just always so cool to hear the things that our students are doing out there and the opportunities that they have both in our schools and the opportunities with our connected schools. And so we meet again, not until October, I think, but it's always interesting to hear reports from what our students are doing at Code RVA. But otherwise,
Wait, I want to know if you have your homecoming outfit picked out.
you know, I got all the tutus. Don't even worry. Two. Do we have any new business? Do we have any announcements? Might there be a motion to adjourn?
You bet.
Thank you, Dr. Erie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Fletcher. All those in favor, wave good night. Y'all have an awesome night. Thank you for coming out. And before 8 o'clock.